Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cop Council. I hope you're all having a fantastic evening. But the Reds have just drawn with Napoli. 1-1 the score was, in a really frustrating game. And yeah, I just want to know your thoughts on the game. Who was your man of the match? And yeah, what is your thoughts on the games, guys? This is the match reaction, and yeah, this is just my thoughts on the game and my opinions on the game. But if you are new around here, then please subscribe to the channel. We are close to our goal at the minute, so yeah, we are currently on that road at the minute. But hopefully, you guys can subscribe, and if you are new around here, please do subscribe. So the Reds have just, as you can see, guys, I'm a bit down from this game. Obviously there was a lot of hype around this game. Obviously, if the Reds had won the game, then Liverpool would be through. We would be in the knockout stages with one game in hand, and we wouldn't have had to thought about the Salzburg game much. But now, you know, the way the game went was really frustrating, in my opinion. You know, the first half especially was very frustrating. The Reds didn't play at all. But before I do start with talking about the game, I do have to mention the Napoli fans. What a disgrace the Napoli fans are. Now, I'm not saying all of them. I'm definitely not saying all of them. Just the minority that I seen on Twitter, fighting with the police. I seen a few fighting with Liverpool fans before the game. Obviously, there was photos got around on social media about a certain group of Napoli fans with, I think they said, golf clubs as well. So just to those Napoli fans, you're a disgrace and you should be ashamed of yourselves. But especially after what happened to Sean Cox as well with Roma fans. But I'm not saying the majority, guys. Just the minority of those people are absolute idiots, and I think they should be banned from even entering the ground. In my opinion, anyway. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. But moving on to the game, obviously team news then come out. Joe Gomez started a right back. I said yesterday in the preview that I didn't think Joe Gomez would be playing for Liverpool at right back anymore because I didn't think he fit the role. And well, what do I know? Jurgen started him. So he started a back four of Robbo, Van Dijk, Lovren, and Gomez. The midfield then, James Milner was brought in. I did say yesterday that Milner could feature. He does like going with Milner in big games, but uh, I know a few people don't like to see Henderson and Milner in the same midfield, and to be honest with you, I'm with that. I did not like seeing those two in the midfield together, but we will move on. And obviously, then it was the front three. But yeah, moving on to the first half, then Liverpool were slow, and I mean slow. Now, I don't know. I don't know if it was because weren't playing, the same people. Obviously we've had Fabinho. Obviously, oh yeah, Fabinho did play as well, guys. I think I said Fabinho played, but yeah, Fabinho did play, and Fabinho did go off injured. But we'll talk a bit more about that. But yeah, game kicked off. Liverpool. I think we were really attacking for the first 5 minutes, but then it just went really, really slow, and then Napoli did score from a counter attack. Now we're going to talk about VAR again. VAR is a talk that you could talk about all day, and I know some people do want to talk about that quite a lot. But you know, I think Virgil goes up to head of the ball. Dries Mertens completely doesn't go for the ball, just goes into Virgil van Dijk's side. I think then he goes then on the counter attack then and ends up scoring from it. Now I think VAR took about 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes from the game, and I thought it was definitely going to be ruled out, and then it wasn't, and I'm like, why hasn't this goal been ruled out? It's a clear foul. So I don't know your guys' thoughts on this. Please let me know in the comment section down below. But for me, it wasn't a goal. It was a good goal. Like, I can't undispute that. Like, Dries Mertens did take his opportunity and he did score. But for me, it's a foul. It's a clear and obvious foul. If you look at the replay, Mertens doesn't even try and go for the ball. He just goes into Virgil van Dijk. And I feel like Napoli, for a lot of this game, tried to do that. They tried to get under Liverpool's skin, and I think for a little bit of it, it actually worked. But yeah, the Reds then tried and tried and tried for the whole first half to try and get back into it, but they just couldn't work like those combinations that we like to see, and trying to get the momentum of the game up, but they just couldn't do it. But yeah, moving on then to the second half, completely different team, completely different uh set of pace, then you could say. We're more on it, we're on the front foot, looking dangerous every single time, because Napoli did defend well. I cannot undispute that. Napoli defended really, really well. I think they were playing a five at the back and then a three in midfield to hold that position and try and get try and get our fullbacks out of the game, and it did work for a little bit. But the second half, then we did work very well in that. But talking about, sorry guys, going back to the first half, going about Fabinho, uh, excuse me, yeah. So Fabinho did get taken off. I think it was between Allen and Lovren. I think I could be wrong with that. Them two were challenging. I think Allen fell on Fabinho, and then it was on his knee and his ankle. I thought it was his knee to begin with, but then it was his ankle. He looked a bit dodgy then. He did play, I think, for another 5-10 minutes, I think, after that. But overall, then Fabinho could not continue, and hopefully he is okay. Hopefully he's good after the Brighton game, because obviously he can't play in the Brighton game because he is suspended. So he will have the weekend off to recover with the ankle. Hopefully he is okay, because for me, guys, he's been Liverpool's best player so far this season, and we do need him in this team. But yeah, going back to the second half then, like I said, we were more on the front foot. But there was a missing link then, you could say. For me, Joe Gomez isn't a right back. He is a centre back. And, it's quite hard for Joe Gomez at the minute because Dejan Lovren is playing so, so good. He was superb again tonight, in my opinion. I thought he was brilliant. But, it's hard for Joe Gomez at the minute, because at the minute, Joel Matip and Dejan Lovren seem to be ahead of him. And thinking back 12 months ago, I would have put Joe Gomez ahead of both of them. So, it is a hard time for Joe Gomez. But I thought he did play well. I thought I think he had a good game. But, it's not like Trent Alexander-Arnold. Trent with the balls swooping in, and it's just completely different right backs, then you could say. But Liverpool did level through Dejan Lovren, actually. I think it was from a corner from James Milner, then you could say, James Milner, with a cross in. Now the Napoli players surrounded the referee as soon as the goal was in, then you could say. Literally all the Napoli players were surrounding the referee. Now I do have to say, this referee, I think someone said that he was from Spain. He was gobshite. I'm sorry for swearing, because I know obviously a lot of you do swear, but I know some audiences don't. But he was an absolutely gobshite. From start to finish, this referee was poor, in my opinion. There was certain occasions with Mo, again, practically strangled by Koulibaly and nothing given. And it's just real frustrating. I even seen someone on Twitter saying that they thought the referee was worse than Martin Atkinson and Mike Dean. Now, if you know, guys, they are terrible referees. Terrible referees. So if someone's saying that, then this referee he's bad. He's really, really bad. But yeah, going back to the goal. Good header from Dejan Lovren to get Liverpool level. Like I said, guys, Dejan Lovren for me played a superb game. I couldn't fault him, really. I couldn't fault any of the back line. I think Robbo looked a bit rusty. I think he does have an injury. Obviously, he was rushed back, I think, for the Crystal Palace game. But, out of them all, he did look a bit rusty. But, yeah, going on then, guys. We brought on Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. We brought on Trent, and then Liverpool were just going and going and going and going and trying to get that winner. And we are the mentality monsters, and we do keep on going. But Napoli did hold us on for dear life, then you could say, towards the end. But yeah, they did end up drawing with the Reds, which means we are, I think, now still top of the group. I could be wrong. It could be goal difference. I think we're still top. I don't know. I haven't checked. But yeah, it is a frustrating game. For me, guys, my man of the match goes to Dejan Lovren. I've said it for the last 2 minutes how superb he was. But yeah, Dejan Lovren gets my man of the match. Just for you guys to know, I thought he was superb. I think other shout outs you could maybe give is Bobby. I thought Bobby did very well. He was a bit quiet, but obviously when he was on the ball, he was superb and working very, very hard. Yet again, Virgil van Dijk, monster yet again. John Henderson, I thought had an okay game. Very quiet night for Mo Salah, then you could say as well. Mo was a bit quiet for my liking. Obviously, he was rested for the Crystal Palace game, but there was one or two opportunities where Mo had, and you know I think he should have won a penalty because Koulibaly just had him in a headlock and was practically strangling him. So it just proves you have to go down. And rival fans like to say about Mo that he is a diver and he likes to go to ground first. Well, that's clearly not the case. I think it was Mo. If you guys remember in the Arsenal game where I think David Luiz yanked Mo's shirt, or it might have been Bobby Firmino's shirt. I don't know whose shirt it was. And they didn't go to ground, but the referee gave it. And I think that was Michael Oliver, I think it was. And I like Michael Oliver as a referee. I think he's very, very good, and I think he's very well. He is a very good referee, and I think he's probably the Premier League's best referee. I know he does take some Champions League games as well. But yeah, if there's contact and he's stopping the play, and there's just it's a penalty. It's a penalty. It's a stonewall penalty, and it's just really frustrating when they don't give it. You just have to go to ground. It's so dumb, and I think the rule needs to change with that, and they need to start looking at it and start giving penalties for that situation. But yeah, moving on. Obviously now we've got Brighton on the weekend. Uh, obviously we're flying in the league right now. We do now have to go to Salzburg. We do have to probably win or probably draw. Well, no, we probably will have to draw. It's a must not lose game then for Liverpool to qualify now for the knockout stages of the Champions League. So hopefully the Reds can do that. Yeah, but moving on to Brighton now. Fabinho obviously suspended. And apart from that, I don't think there's any more injury news. It didn't look like that. Obviously, things can happen. But yeah, there's so much frustration in me. I think you guys can probably tell in this video, but it's more frustration because it's I know what the Reds can do, and to be fair, I think the Reds did brilliantly tonight because the Napoli players wanted everything. They wanted a foul for everything. They were arguing for everything. They were trying to get yellow cards out of Liverpool players when it was just it wasn't even no contact. It was so pathetic by the Napoli players. And yeah, I'm just going to leave it there for that. But yeah, that's been our match reaction for the Napoli game. If you did like the video, then please like, share and subscribe. If you're new around here, then please subscribe to the channel. We are on the road to 100 subscribers still. So even if you guys are watching this, then please share it with your friends. And Liverpool fans, non-Liverpool fans, you are all welcome. And yeah, that's pretty much it from me, guys. I've been Connor from the Cup Council, guys, and I will see you all in a bit. Ta-ra.